Hello there. I'm Liana, a full-time comic artist and writer. You might have seen my work on things like TKO Tales of Terror or Star Wars Adventures. This series is for anyone in comics, fans and peers alike. Here, I sit down and talk to all my friends in the comic industry. Welcome. Afternoon, everyone. Long time no see. Nice to see everyone here. I missed you all. I have a very special guest today, Sally. She will be joining me in just a second after I do some housekeeping things. And as always, we have the wonderful human being Brent as Twitch mod and hanging out here with us. Loud and clear. Boom. Y'all turning it out for me today. Oh my god, Spear just gifted like 80 subs. Yo, Spear! Oh my god. Dude, that's insane. Brent is the best mod. I am so lucky. Actually, somebody recently talked to me and asked how I found a mod, and I was like, it was serendipitous, and I feel way too lucky that I got Brent. Or that Brent chose me. Does the mod choose the streamer, Brent? Without further ado, I think that's all the housekeeping stuff. Sally, thank you so much for being super chill and very quiet and hanging while I did that.
I am simply vibing. I am inking a tree.
Yeah.
I am chilling. We got like the chill beats in the background.
Hell yeah.
It's like spring outside.
If I was still in Jersey, we would absolutely be doing this in a park, I would hope.
Oh, yeah.
Today I want to talk about many series that Sally has been on, but mostly number one is Comixology's Final Girls.
Yes.
I'm gonna air horn that one. I'm so excited. It looks like such a good premise, but I want to let you explain it to everybody so that way I don't butcher it since I haven't had time to read it yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's about, a group of women who are retired superheroes in this world where superheroes are freelancers. They've left the superhero life. They've settled in this life in Scotland, and one of their compatriots, and it's not shown graphically in the comic, but she's assaulted by another superhero, and it's them dealing with that aftermath, what justice looks like, what dealing with harm looks like.
I had gotten the I Walk with Monsters physical copy, and I typically take a really long time before I read my issues because of how many I have right now. It's an embarrassing amount, so I'm really glad because I'll typically get to my iPad stuff way ahead of time. That's why I was like, I think I can read it before the stream, but I was like, she'll come on eventually after that too. We can talk about these. So that way there's no spoilers, because I definitely would be wanting to talk about it past spoiler level.
Yeah, I'm about halfway through inking issue 6. That's the last issue of I Walk with Monsters. I think that one comes out in May.
Last issue ever, now. Or do you guys
last
know
issue ever?
Okay.
No, it's going to be a mini series. I'm going to keep working with Vault after this.
Nice.
I'd love to work with Paul again. So it's not. I don't think it's going to be the last you're going to see of me and Paul working on a comic.
That is awesome. For those that don't know, Sally's essentially one of my only peers and friends that we essentially always double book and do 2 books at once. And so I know at least when I message our group chat, at least me and Sally or me and another artist in there is always doing 2 books at once.
Yeah. I'm I'm also drawing 40 pages in a month. It's fine.
We're fine.
My hot take about space horror is that I want to draw it.
Yeah, exactly. I
know it's a scorchingly hot take.
I immediately plugged Seeds of Eden and I was like, hello. Yeah. Have written space horror.
Yeah. That you should pay me money to draw something.
Pay me money. Read my space horror book. I'm surprised that there's not more space horror, because it's clearly a superior genre, if I do say so myself.
Agree with what Skylar said, though, that, like, essentially anything set in space is a horror.
Right? I responded to somebody on my tweet
Apollo
saying...
13 is a horror movie.
Yeah. I essentially was like, you cannot say it's not a horror movie. You have never been in space. Tell me that it's not horror when you have been in space yourself. Tell me more about Final Girls.
What do you want to know? What do the people want to know?
What do the people want to know? Well, first, tell me, like, what your... Talk about your process, maybe. And then I'll see if the chat wants to ask some questions.
Like, my actual work process?
Yeah.
Usually I get the script. I do layouts. I usually do layouts on my iPad, and I work, like, half letter. So I'm working as spreads. I'm looking at everything as spreads. We do whatever. I try to make sure that we get as many edits done in the layouts or pencils phase of the comic as possible, because I hate having to change inks.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, when's the last time you've done changes to inks?
I mean, I'll do them. I think I did some on Final Girls, but they were extremely rare. And I do very detailed layouts when I can, because I copy and paste my layouts, resize them onto my penciling template, and just work from that as my rough pencils. You know, I use Google Earth for, like, location reference images. You know, usually, like, when I go through the script, I make notes of everything that I have to find references for or ask for references for.
Oh yeah, because this was primarily set in Scotland, right?
Yeah, it was set in Scotland, and Kara was really great about giving me, like, exact locations. Like, it's this beach, it's this street, it's this building.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so I could kind of, like, fly around on Google Earth and, like, get a sense of the place. I work from my layouts, basically. I resize them, make them light blue, draw over them, do any other edits, and then I print out non-photo blue, I think, like you do. I print out super light non-photo blue. I print my panel borders in black so that I don't have to ink those, which saves me a significant amount of time. Yeah, there's a couple spots in the Final Girls where, especially Ash's powers, that effect is a brush that I used in a Clip Studio, printed out, and then just, like, added on to.
Oh, nice.
There's always, like, a little mash of digital and analog in my stuff, but I do 99% of my inks just by hand, with little, like, Pentel pigment brush pens.
You essentially worked on this book is primarily women, right? Like, that worked on it?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Women and non-binary people.
Perfect. DJ's like, I could go the rest of my life never coloring my own comics again. Same. I've literally told not only my group chat with Sally and a couple other friends, but my other group chat, like, never let me color comics my own ever again. Just please tell me to stop. Oh, Fabian's here. I knew how colors is the bane of my existence, so I just outsourced that no matter what. I'd rather pay out of pocket. Fabian, bless.
I was gonna say, like, I'm happy to not ever color or letter my own stuff ever again.
Oh my god, people who letter their own stuff literally blow my mind.
I did it, and I'm just so incredibly slow at it. It was like,
wait, did you letter the Black Mask thing?
Yeah. And I was just like, I could be drawing an entire another comic in the time that I spend lettering this, because I'm so slow at it.
Oh my god. It's difficult for my camera to pick up this blue colored pencil, but hopefully y'all can see it.
It's fucking gorgeous.
Aw, thank you, Brent.
Yeah, it's looking awesome, Leanna.
I'm assuming that you're Sally. That means so much coming from you too. I'm assuming that you cannot show what you're working on since it
I
is a
can't.
splash page. Yeah, okay.
It's big spoilers.
Yeah.
It's very big spoilers. I was talking to my boyfriend last night, and I'm like, I want to send you what I'm working on because I know you're gonna like pop it, you're gonna love it.
That's awesome.
But I also don't want to like spoil the last issue for you.
Aww. Does he read all the books?
Yes, he's a good boyfriend.
Incredible.
He reads all my stuff.
We love to see it. I have not been able to touch my PlayStation in a while. I usually play Destiny. Are you playing any games right now other than D&D?
I have... The only console I have is I have a Switch Lite.
Oh,
so
nice.
I've been bouncing between Hades and Darkest Dungeon.
Oh my god, I love Hades so much.
I beat Hades.
Hell yeah.
And so now I'm just at the point where I'm just playing it on like spicier and spicier levels and trying to like reunite boyfriends and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I like bouncing between like Hades and then taking a break, and so I had bought Darkest Dungeon and started playing it and didn't really get it. Like I think Jordan, Osaka, or Ben recommended it to me, and I bought it and I was like, I don't really get the appeal of this. I don't get this. I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing. Everybody keeps dying.
It's meant to punish you.
Like, that's the point. That's the point of the game. Yeah. And so yeah, I came back to it, and now I'm like, oh, I understand this now.
Well, I've read this book that Aviva got me recently, where because somebody in the chat said like they feel guilty playing video games. It's like called The Art of Nixon, where it's like the art of doing nothing, and that you have to turn your brain off and do nothing and feel like get past your guilt of feeling like you're not doing anything, because that's like society telling you that you're being overproductive, and like that you can't enjoy like I guess ways to turn off your brain. I'm still reading it, but I love that some people are like, don't feel guilty for gaming. Yeah, exactly. Capitalism has us fucked up.
I've stopped feeling.
Yeah.
I've very, very, very much in the last couple months. I will never feel guilty for having hobbies again.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because like whatever. I don't want to get too heavy or anything on stream, but it's like, you know, seeing a parent go from pretty much working until a month before they pass away, it's like,
yeah,
I should have hobbies.
Yeah,
I should have other things in my life.
It gives you
I have
huge...
to enjoy hobbies and time and set limits on how much I work and when I work.
It's a huge wake-up call. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I want to have time to have hobbies and spend time with my partner and spend time with my mom and like,
that's so
important. Play and enjoy these guitars that were left behind to me. Mm-hmm. So that's another reason why I'm like, I have to cut back on work. I physically cannot do these hobbies and draw 2 books at the same time, just from like a time and energy and carpal tunnel standpoint.
With playing guitar and stuff like that, but I feel like even with drumming, it makes me feel like I'm being productive still and like creative, but just like in an outlet that's just for me and not for anybody else. And like I can't monetize it or like get likes and follows for it. Nobody would follow me. Absolutely. Everyone would unfollow. Yeah. It's great.
I mean, that's the great thing about it is like knitting is 100% just like a money sink for me because I can't monetize it. I'm not fast enough at knitting to monetize it. I'm not. I don't design knitwear. I can't monetize it that way.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have the capacity to be yarn dyer. I can't monetize it that way. The same with guitars. Like, I stopped playing guitar as a teenager because I wasn't good enough at it to start a band or have it be like a thing that I do. Like, that's why I switched to doing art. But now, like, you know, now I'm like 31. I'm 31 now. I just had a birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh yeah, no, I don't have to do this for anybody else.
Just for you. And you know what's messed up is like, I definitely always think like, or like tell my friends like, oh, you could sell those on Etsy or whatever, you know, like, because my brain is just so trained to be like, what's the next like revenue stream to like keep pushing that forward, right?
Yeah.
And I was even talking to my better half last night, like how I need to let some things go in like my regimen. Like if it doesn't make me happy and it doesn't make me money, like cut it out. Like there's no use in like spending a whole bunch of time that's for not one or the other of one of those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that Marie Kondo that like, does this spark joy?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, does this project spark joy? Does this hobby spark joy? Does this part of my process spark joy? And if it doesn't, then it's like, all right, what do I have to do to fix it?
Yeah, no more monetizing hobbies, period.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, both I Walk with Monsters and The Final Girls are both about, like, young women or a young woman, like, wanting revenge and having to figure out, like, what that actually looks like and what justice and healing and moving on actually look like.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny that it's, like, both things that I've worked on in the past year have that similar theme.
I love that. And I really like the relationship between the two main characters so far. I've only read issue 1 of I Walk with Monsters, but it's just nice to see you working on like strong leads, strong women leads. It's my favorite, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that, and I get to draw big monsters. Like, I couldn't ask for more.
I appreciate you coming. I had a great time. I drew this while
Thank
we
you
were
for having
chatting.
me on.
This is a sketch of Yara Flora that I'm working on. For those interested, I will post it on Twitter so you can see. I'm doing it different this time. I'm going to do blue line, and then I'm going to probably pull a Sally previously and ink over on a different piece of paper. So.
Yeah, that was a terrible way to work. Don't do that.
But then I can keep the sketch.
Well,
the sketch
that's
is
the
cute.
sort of downside of going from working on mini comics and self-publishing to like working on something with a team. Is like all the things that you just do that are like a hot mess that you can get away with because you're the only one looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't do that anymore.
Oh my gosh. I was talking with someone about like the feeling of just like it doesn't have to be good, but just like get it done kind of mentality. But there's like artist brain where you're like, there's that thing in the back of your head that's like, nah, this ain't good enough, bro. And then you like go back and fix shit. Like
I would
time.
rather be slightly unhappy with what I've done than like put my team in a position where everybody's behind. So I will always value done over perfect.
That's good. Well, I love you very much, Sally. Thank you for coming on. I would love to have you back.
I love you, Juliana. Thank you for having me on.
And thank you to Comixology for the retweet, for having Sally come on today. Please, everyone, go follow everything about the Final Girls. Obviously, it's available now. You can read it all right now.
Go read it. There's nothing else to do while you're in quarantine. Go read comics.
Please go follow Sally. She's an incredible artist, incredible human being, and is making killer stuff. So, with that, you know the drill. I end you all. 100% hype train! Loud and clear. Boom. You see my... It's been a little busy.